Hello everybody, I'm here for another rant video. Something just happened. I've been on the phone for 2 hours to try to get it right or to get some kind of satisfaction. And after the 2 hours, I didn't get any. Wait till you hear this story, folks. It's another story dealing with incompetence, mistakes. Has to do with doctors, medicine. There's a medication that I take. And when I want a refill, I call the doctor's office on the phone. I never get the doctor, of course. You get, a secretary or a phone service person or whoever it is. I don't know. And eventually the idea is that you tell them you need a refill and they pass the information to the doctor, or so I presumed. Well, what happened this time was the medication that I get a 3-month supply at a time. Every time I call in a refill, I get a 3-month supply, which we're going to talk money here, okay? It costs me $60 a month. Okay, this is with medical insurance. I have medical insurance. It costs me $60 for a month's supply, and I get 3 months at a time, which is $180. Okay, $180. And that's for 3 months. Or 3 bottles. Each bottle is a month, 30. No, hold on a minute. Is that right? I can't think what it comes out to. But whatever it is, trust me when I tell you this. It's a 3-month supply. Not going to get into the amount that are in the bottle. Anyway, so I go this morning, early in the morning, like 11 o'clock in the morning. I go to the pharmacy, and I wait online at a drive-through window, which is easiest. So it's $180. I've been doing this for 2 years. $180. 3-month supply, 3 bottles. I hand the $180 inside the window, the drawer thingy, to the woman. I get my medication. Now, as I'm sitting there, I have the bag with what I assume are the 3 bottles I usually get for 2 years. And I think to myself, should I open the bag and make sure it's correct? No, it'll be correct. Everything's fine. $180, 3 bottles, 3 months. Several hours later, I'm home, and I open the bag, and I notice there are only 2 bottles in here, only 2 months supply of medication instead of 3. But they still charge me the full price for 3, right? You would figure, I'm thinking to myself, they owe me $60, right? If it's $180 for a usual 3-month supply, then I figure to myself, well, it should be only $120 for a 2-month supply, correct? So I call up the pharmacy, tell them there's been a mishap here. You owe me a bottle. Either that or you got to reimburse me $60 because, you charge me too much. I'm supposed to get 3 bottles instead of 2. Turns out they tell me it's not our fault. Something went wrong, first of all, with the doctor's office, because the person who phoned in the prescription was not my regular doctor. It was a doctor's assistant. Another doctor altogether, a PA, I think they call them PA. Some woman who was a PA called in my order. I have the person's name there. I won't give the name, of course, but the PA called it in. And she mistakenly called in 2-month supply instead of my usual 3-month supply. Okay, so she made a mistake. It happens, right? It happens all the time now, unlike the old days. But yeah. She called in 2 months instead of 3. Okay, I can accept that. But what I can't accept is I was still charged the full amount for 3, and I only got 2. So when I bring this up, they tell me at the pharmacy, there's nothing we can do about it, sir. It's not, we didn't make a mistake. It's your insurance company. You have to call your insurance company and talk to them. And I said, calling the insurance company, why? I said, it's not like they didn't suddenly increase the price. I doubt they made it $180 for 2 months now. I hope they didn't raise it $90 a bottle. So I call the insurance company, like they tell me. I get a nice person there, a nice woman. And she tells me, again, the problem is that at your doctor's office, you had a woman, a PA, instead of your regular doctor, calling in a 2-month supply. And then she goes on to tell me, and here it is. My medical insurance plan is such that, hear this out, it's $60 for 1 month a supply. 60 for 1, fine. But then it's $180 with your plan up to 90 days. In other words, it doesn't matter whether the doctor prescribes 2 months or whether the doctor prescribes 3 months, it still goes up to $180. After 30 days, after the first $60, whether it's 60 days or 90 days, it's still $180. So in other words, you got to pay $180 whether it's 2 months you're getting or 3 months. It pays to get 3 months, like I've been for 2 years, since 2022. And this is 2024. I've been getting it 3 bottles. So it's a doctor's office that's screwed up. And I called up and I had to wait. I spent 2 hours between these 3 sources, these people, talking to these 3 different places. I had to wait for a manager to call me back. Long story short, there's nothing they can do. There is nothing they can do. I want to either be reimbursed $60. I feel I'm owed $60 because you jipped me with 1 short bottle. Either that, or I want you to give me an extra bottle. You owe me 1 bottle. But apparently this can't be done because the order's already gone through. I said, well, wait a minute. Can't the doctor's office say they made a mistake? And can't they just make up for the 1 missing bottle by prescribing 1 more bottle? No, because it's too soon, they say. The drug company says that wouldn't work because it's too soon. You just got two bottles. You got to wait till they're done for the next time. And all this kind of stuff. And believe me, I know a lot of people are going to have ideas and suggestions. And I'm telling you, I'm too wound up right now about it to really remember every little detail. But I can tell you, I tried suggesting all kinds of things. And then even the manager at the doctor's office, manager, whoever that is, whatever that means, called me back. Said, I'm very sorry, sir. Maybe this, but we can try this. And the pharmacy tried that. Nothing we can do about it. I'm out $60. I am out $60 because the doctor called in only 2 months, which cost the same thing as if they called in 3 months. The doctor's assistant, I should say, or the PA woman, physician's assistant. I don't know why the doctor himself, my main doctor, didn't call in like he always did for 2 years. And this is it. I'm not going to rant about, I'm ranting, but I'm not going to scream is what I'm saying. I just figure I'm out. There should be something you do. I have a $30 copayment for an office visit. You should give me 2 complimentary office visits, $30, right? Next 2 times I go to the office, whenever I go, give me 2 complimentary visits. Don't charge me $60. You owe me $60 or a bottle of pills. One or the other. I'm stuck with this one. Hey, it happens. I don't mind if it's $5, $10, even $20 maybe, you eat. But $60? That's a lot to take, So the woman made it clear to me in the doctor's office, the manager of the doctor's office said, listen, when you call from now on for a refill, make sure you tell them it's got to be 3 months. Give me 3 months. Well, I know that now, but whoever thought there were only 2 months in the bag for $100? The price was the usual price, $180. Once I paid the $180, I figured there were 3 bottles in there, not 2. And here's at the end, I'll put it this way. What really kills me about this the most is the woman told me, if you had found out the mistake before you paid up front, then we could have fixed this. But the point is you paid the money already, and then you went home and opened the bag. If you had opened the bag when you were there at the counter and found this, maybe there's something they could do. Folks,